then you gotta take the assessments off that price?
No.
Assessments on top of that?
Nope. Correct. Yep. Yep. Correct. Yep. That does not include the assessments.
So the assessments are on top of that?
No, no, no. They're included in that 1.7.
Okay.
So around 1.4 something. And then possibly this FEMA money,
Correct.
but we're gonna have to bond for the whole project to begin with. And the FEMA money may or may not come in at a later date.
Correct.
So, have you got indication that you applied for FEMA money, right?
Yeah, back in 2009, we sent, when we did the municipal project back then, we sent in a book with the estimated damages from the flood. And when we did the 2011 project, we did for the rest of the city. So FEMA has recently came back and allocated money to those funds.
To this fund too?
Not for this one yet, just for the 2009 project and the 2011 project. So after we did the whole city, essentially, FEMA has came back and allocated money. Now what the city has to do is actually go in and withdraw those funds.
So then when this is finished, then you apply for it?
Well, we didn't have to apply for anything for the 2009 or the 2011.
You just have to show them that you did the work.
We just had to show them that we did the work.
Okay.
And they go in the crystal ball and
Yeah, say,
a couple years later, yeah, cha-ching. That's why it'd be nice to have it up front, of course, because you wouldn't have to bond for it, but
Right.
it doesn't work that way, because you gotta prove them that you did the work. Is that mostly stormwater from the pipe separated? Or is
No, it
reimbursement for-
was sanitary and street damage. What ended up happening was when the flood occurred, FEMA put together a list of what they're called PWs. I don't even know what that stands for. Project worksheets. And what it is once you create these public worksheets and the flood is over, you basically have an initial 48 hours or 72 hours to make these PWs. After that, you can't make it anymore. So what FEMA does is they allocate money to the areas that apply for those PWs. So what we're assuming is FEMA's adding money for the entire street damages, utility damages, water damage into that one PW.
So, what we're saying is, it's a good possibility or not?
Good. I feel like it's a good possibility.
Just takes patience.
Yes. And as Kathy knows, we've been going back and forth contacting with FEMA, and they're not exactly responding timely. And sometimes their guys move on and they don't tell you that you got a new guy assigned to you, and so you gotta spend 3 days trying to find out who's your new assigned guy.
So we still got quite a bit coming from FEMA?
Yeah, I mean, as far as, Kathy's still investigating into exactly how to withdraw those funds, but
To Roger's question, what is still owed? What have we sent in and completed the work for, or whatever?
In the audit report, the dollar amount that was in there, we have not received any more money since then.
Okay, and that was some 800,000.
Right, they, yeah, we were looking around 8 left, I think, right, Kathy, somewhere around there.
So this
This would be extra?
on top of
Yeah.
that, yeah.
So it might be around 1.1.
Might.
Well, if they reimburse us at the 300, they've already agreed to the 8, they just have to work it through the system.
Check is in the mail.
One question that I had, and I don't mean to add additional cost to it, but my understanding is there's a high water table in some of the areas in the roadway. Is that true or not? My concern is the sand mixing with the gravel base over time and breaking down.
No, I don't think that any of the water comes up that high.
Okay. So we don't need to worry about fabric, geotex fabric
No,
between the sand and then,
no.
okay.
The water table must be down 6, 7 feet, isn't it?
Yeah, well, probably more than that. Probably more like 10 feet from the center line of the road and given places. I mean, where we were mostly concerned about was down on the south end by the car wash in that area, the Highway 16 intersection. You were looking at the water elevation was like 712, 714.
All right, so we're
And the road elevation is about like 727,
okay.
726 in there.
So, another question I got is, on this total project, is it gonna be farmed out to 2? So we get the 2 different companies, so we can get the project done in a hurry?
I think what we're gonna see is you're gonna have a lot of big construction companies. You're even gonna have a general contractor gonna be bidding on these kind of projects because it's such a large and it's a state project. So you're gonna be seeing not just local contractors bidding on it. You're gonna see large firms from up in the cities, and what they can do is they can farm it out to get it done cheaper sometimes, or you'll see 2 local companies group up together and go at it, you know, and try and make it.
I'm talking about the time element to get it done.
We're
You're
gonna
talking about
require-
getting like 2 crews, like a crew working over
We're
here and a
gonna-
crew working over here, Roger?
Yeah, well, that's what they were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna require that the
That's
company
what,
that comes in is gonna have 2 crews.
that's what we need, someone to get it wrapped up in 3 months.
It's gonna be longer than 3 months, but yeah.
On page 6, I have a question, Josh. Under each of these intersections, you say you're gonna go with reinforced concrete pipes, paragraph D,
Okay, for the storm sewer?
yeah?
Yep.
So, other than that, then you just have the regular PVC and the,
Storm sewer, we always go with RCP pipe, you know, reinforced concrete pipe.
the
Sanitary,
whole length.
sanitary, we will, you know, we always go with PVC pipe, and then water main, we always go with ductile iron pipe.
So, have you, taken into consideration how you're gonna detour the traffic?
We have a meeting on Thursday with the DOT to, hopefully they can come up with answers too. You know, we do have some problems with the detour route, so.
Is that left up to them?
It's combined, it's gonna be a conjoined conversation. I mean, they have issues with the detour route as well. So we're gonna hash those out on Thursday, hopefully. Or come up with more answers, or more questions.
I noticed that, the width of the streets is getting narrower.
Slightly from, in the downtown section from May Street, or I should say from Harry Street to, Park Street. I believe it's getting slightly narrow, but not much.
What would be the purpose for that?
It's just kind of a standard MnDOT design. Right now, you're
We're
wider than what a standard design is for a MnDOT road, for their traffic forecast. They kind of set the tone for that. It's their requirements. We don't really get that much say in the width.
So how soon is the, bids gonna be let?
We're hoping to do it in January.
Our next step is you're gonna come back with the final feasibility report, make another presentation to council, then order the public hearing.
Correct.